Well, hello, and welcome to Money Talks with Ayanna Smith. And I am your host, your financial professional, simply your financial professional who helps people to make and save money in a tax-free manner. And I love to drill down with the 35-year-old to 65-year-old lady, professional lady who wants more, who needs more, and who wants to become even more savvy about her money, doing what she can to make sure that she's building a solid future to enhance what she already has and expand where she wants to go. So with that being said, I came on a little bit off of my time frame just to make sure that I'm drilling in and talking about being properly protected. That is the message that I've been sharing about being properly protected and knowing how to be covered. So with that being said, it's not only for the ladies, it's for the men as well, because we have families and we have homes and we have cars and different types of assets and different types of positions and our jobs and things. We want to make sure that they are protected, they are covered. So when we talk about looking at making sure we're properly protected, one thing that we want to share is looking at the income replacement. So like I said, before I really jump into that, I always like to give a little background about myself. Pretty much, like I said, my background is in education. So this was just a fit that allowed me to see the importance of becoming a financial professional and helping the illiterate portions of some of the things that we don't really know about, make those things make sense and help us to elevate to the next level. So it just made sense for me to come into the financial industry. And yes, I am licensed to support life insurance needs. That is a very those are two very important words, and also to make sure that we present and show people how to get that tax-free retirement. Now, I will tell you, I knew nothing about building a tax-free retirement just in traditional 9 to 5 systematic ways of building money or growing money. I didn't know anything about that. I knew nothing at all. All I knew was someone said, well, put your money here, and then when you get ready to retire, you will have your money for you. And nobody explained how much I needed to put away. Nobody explained on the tax ramifications. Nobody explained anything. And when I would ask those questions, I could not get the answers that were needed. I couldn't get the answers that made any sense to me. And sometimes, even when you don't know the fullness of how something works, something in your gut, women's intuition, wouldn't you say, says, I don't quite understand it. And somebody telling me to ride something out just didn't settle in my heart to make any sense, because like I said, with my background and working with children and being an administrator, all of that stuff, it made no sense to me to try to tell me, put your money here, and yeah, you'll lose some money, but you just ride it out. I said, well, the last time I checked, you cannot add and subtract at the same time. You have to do one or the other and figure out which one is going to come first. And it sounded like to me it was more subtracting going on than the pace that I could add. And so I did not, like I said, didn't know what to do. So then a few years later, enters the opportunity to connect with the financial industry. And then my eyes were open like, oh my goodness. So basically what I felt was not weird. There was something that was out here, that is out here, that allows me to build money safely, allows me to build money tax free, and it allows me to not just ride it out, but front load and be aggressive about making sure that the money that I put in, I can see it growing, and not every time I receive a statement, it being gone or losing out. So I was so ecstatic to come into the industry and say, hey, I can share this mission and and stop messing up on what I've been doing. And it wasn't that the things that I was doing was horrible. It was just there was something, and there is something that was even more. So any tax-free strategies, let's talk about that, because if you're suitable, it is the winner, 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 winner that will, it's a winning strategy that will help you to maneuver and build your money safely, tax-free. Did I say tax-free? How many times can I say tax-free? Because it's just that, tax-free. So when I look at that, I learned that there are insurance strategies that will allow us to do that. And if we qualify, like I said, if we qualify for them, they will allow us to just really build and take our lives from good to great, and enhance those portfolios that we currently have. And then those who are, that's why I said I look at the 35-year-old to 65-year-old, looking at the people who are looking to retire, and you may not have saved as much as you needed to have saved. Then this will allow, we're able to sit and talk about how we can maybe move some money to strategies that will continue to help you to build and help to catch the wave of growing your money even in your older years. But like I said, we have to sit down and check the suitability of that, because I never ever want to do anything that is not up to standard, and that is not appropriate, and that will not be most beneficial for anybody that I'm able to talk to and serve. That's not what we're about. We're about making sure that everybody is going to the best thing. Okay, so all right, so we are, let's look at here. Okay, so where we are right now, it looks as if we've gone to a more of this audio portion. I'm not for certain what happened, but we will just continue to go on and move forward and just continue to go from there. I wasn't going to be extremely long, but I wanted to make sure that we continue to talk about the income protection. So making sure that the income protection is something that we are looking at. So you want to know, the last time we spoke and last time I talked about some things, we talked about the dime method, and that is the debt, the income, the mortgage, and making sure that we are covering education, and make sure that we are covering our debt, our income, our mortgage, and education for children if we have them. And as far as I know, everybody does not have children, but it's okay. It's still something that we need to talk about, just in case you have grandchildren or you have people that you want to make sure that you are covering and doing what you need to do for them. Okay, so let's see if we can get some things rolling. All right. Good. We're back on track. All right. So we want to make sure that with the income protection, you want to, of course, be properly protected. And we talked about that you have to cover that dime and cover your debt. So people have about an average of $50,000 of debt. They have an average of $50,000 income, and let's multiply that times 10. So that's taking you up to $500,000 of protection needed. And then, of course, you may have your mortgage. Mortgage may be $250,000 on average. Want to make sure that that income is that mortgage is protected. And listen, let me say this. This is not mortgage protection that we talk about. Oh, I have mortgage protection. I hear this so often. I have mortgage protection on my house. That mortgage protection, let me insert this. The mortgage protection that you have on your home is if you default or if you pass away, then the mortgage company will get paid that way. But here is the thing. If we shift just a little and look at possibly inserting or adding to your portfolio something along the lines that falls under maybe the umbrella of life insurance, that could possibly provide you with income protection, with living benefits, which that means if you had heart attack, cancer, stroke, how many people do we know have suffered some of those things, those health losses, and then it hit them in a very, very hard way monetarily because of hospital bills. One of my fellow agents and leaders in the business with me shared just a few days ago that she had a client who had the living benefits protection in place. Of course, that the amount that the person had would cover their mortgage, it would cover many things, but it also covered their health. And the person has had a health scare, and with that, are able to access the amount up to a certain percentage, access the amount of that policy that they got in place some time back. Young person was not expecting to get sick, but who expects to get sick? We don't expect to get sick. Do you agree? We do not expect to get sick, but it is such a wonderful thing to have that coverage when we need it, and look, have it when we need it, then need it and not have it at all. So it's just a wonderful thing to be able to have that coverage. That's the same thing, mortgage protection. Have a policy on yourself that would cover the mortgage in the event that you passed away too soon. But at the same time, be able to protect you as the best commodity if you got too sick. What a win-win. And then you're able to take care of bills and all those things if you need that. So that's something that is so important, so necessary, and such a shift that I learned as I was thinking about just getting my mind shifted on the way I think and thought about how life insurance works. Before entering the industry, I thought about, well, I have life insurance on my job. Well, that does nothing in the big scheme of things, because it wouldn't pay my mortgage if I passed away, or, because it's double my salary. That's wonderful. Sometimes triple, however it's set up. But the thing is, I can't take it with me. Once, if I leave the profession, leave the job, then it goes away as well. It doesn't transfer over. Sometimes people do get those policies that are really outside of the job through the job. But here's the thing. It's still, nobody still, at the most part, drills down and shows you how it can work for you and how it has the living benefits. Very often, the living benefits are not attached. So if you qualify for that, that is such an extension to have, that is just to sometimes I would say just a no-brainer in making sure that all areas are covered. You have bills that will be covered. You have your home that will be covered. You have the education of your children that will be covered. And moreover, your health is covered. We get get those extra insurance plans and things and pay that extra money on these cell phones that we have. Nothing wrong with that. We don't, want them to crack and break and not be able to get another one. But if we fall, crack and break, who's going to get another us? So then we look at the living benefits, but then we talk about the income protection. If we can't work, that helps to protect our income. Oftentimes people are working positions now, especially if you're a contract person, if you're a full-time entrepreneur, you do not have, if you don't have that bridge that will allow you to get money if you don't work. It is literally, if you don't work, you don't eat. So you have to go in and push in and work sometimes, even if your health doesn't allow it. And then if you do get those critical or chronic illnesses to develop, then it is going to really prohibit you from working like you want to. It just will shut us down. And so then who is going to continue to pay us what we were making when we had to work by, make the money by the work of our hands or the sweat of our brow, so to speak. So with that, having some things in order that will protect you and your, like the, in your whole well-being is the best thing that you could consider. And let's get together and talk about that to make sure that if my income goes down, if I get too sick, if I, God forbid, heart attack, cancer, stroke, any other critical or chronic, or God forbid, terminal illness, I can access money that will help me to make it. Single, married, children, without. Everybody needs money. And everybody has to make it regardless. So my thing to you, let's talk. Let's get some things in order, because it's long are the days are gone that we can just sit here and play, because so many things are happening. So many people have gotten sick. This is the season where people have gotten sicker than ever, and they have gone out of here. And it's not a good lookout to have to scrounge and scrape. Let's do some things and put some things in order while we can. I plead and encourage. I'm not going to beg, but I plead and encourage to let's have a moment to sit and talk. So please make sure that you contact me, connect with me at www.askayanna, so that we can connect and just talk and just see what you have going on. Because my thing is, I love people, and people are basically my passion, and just figuring out what you need, just figuring out who you are and how what we could do possibly benefit you, whether it is making sure that you have some coverages, and then also considering if you are fit to enhance and build your income by becoming a part of my organization. So it's just a wonderful thing to think about. I have the opportunity, when I think about what I do, I have the opportunity to share and to show and help people to elevate and to grow into just being financially free and having the options to learn and grow and elevate. That's what it's all about. You learn, grow, elevate, invest, save, repeat. And it's just a repetitious cycle that is oh so wonderful once we have the right tools in place, because we can do a bunch of reps, and you can try to do I'll say it like this: you can try to do my sit-ups for me, but it won't benefit me in the long run. So how about we work together? We do our own sit-ups, we show each other the form, we show each other how to make sure that we're doing things the right way, and then we can elevate, grow, invest, save, and repeat together. This is Ayanna Smith, and I am your host on Money Talks with Ayanna Smith. I am a financial professional, and I help people make and save money. It has been a pleasure to speak with you, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Have a great one.